In this video, I'm going to attempt to survive 300 days in hardcore Minecraft. What's going on, Minecraft fans? It's Lancelot here. Before we get started with the video, if you haven't seen the first 100 or 200 days, the video cards are linked on screen now. But with that out of the way, let's get into what I want to accomplish in these next 100 days. First of all, I want to make some more automated farms, such as an iron farm and probably a wither skeleton farm, because those are really important. The wither skull farm will play a key role in helping me achieve my second goal, which is to get a total of 24 beacons surrounding my base. But Lance, that's a ton of beacons. What do you need them for? I mean, I don't really need them, but I want all 6 status effects applied while I'm running around my base. And my final goal, well, it's not really a goal, it's more of a challenge. I want to fight 5 withers all at the same time.
Are you serious, my brother?
Yeah, wish me luck, I guess. And one more thing before we start the video, if you do end up enjoying it, please like and subscribe. These videos take a bunch of effort on my part, and your support means the world to me. Also, pretty much all of this series was streamed live on Twitch, so if you want to see what I'm up to or just come by and say hi, make sure you drop a follow on my Twitch, and I'd love to see you in my streams. And without further ado, let the 300 days begin. I started off day 201 by saying what's up to my villagers, and look how excited they are to see me. I mean, they're just running towards me with loads of excitement, but I can't vouch for the ones living in their cells. Living quarters. Anyways, I was planning to add another layer to my creeper farm to make it more efficient, so day 201 was pretty much just spent fishing so I could get some more cats. Adding another layer to the creeper farm would double its production. I mean, obviously, you can do math, but it was also super easy to do because I pretty much remembered how to do it from the first layer. I just had to hollow out the mountain a little bit more, then place down some carpets, trapdoors, all that good stuff. And don't forget, I put the cats on their little pedestal. On day 204, I completed the farm by adding a top layer to it, as well as carving out part of the mountain to make an easy accessible path. Once that was done, I headed up to the AFK platform to do some math. We want the whole middle area covered, and then it's going to be covered even more. You probably didn't understand what I was talking about there, which is totally fine because I took that clip completely out of context. So here, let me fill you in. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I wanted to get 24 beacons and put them all around my base. This would cover the vicinity of my base and then some, and give me all 6 status effects while inside it. I started spacing out the beacons using stone. This would help me visualize where the beacons would be. If you build the base of a beacon pyramid 10 blocks by 11 blocks, you'll actually be able to fit 6 beacons on one pyramid, which saves a bunch of resources and gives you all 6 effects. The plan was to evenly space out 4 beacons surrounding my base so I could have complete coverage. And once this was done, I spent the next couple days trading with villagers so I could get enough emeralds to build this first beacon. Keep in mind, they do take a bunch of blocks. I decided I was going to build the first beacon on the mountain next to my house, and then eventually I was going to build something on top of it, but we'll get to that later in the video. I dug a few blocks down and then hollowed out a room where I'd be placing the emerald blocks. And once that was all done, I took the beacon from inside and placed it on top, and boom, it works. Just in case you didn't know, I don't have the facilities to power this beacon yet, so I headed off to the nether to hopefully get some wither skulls. I spent the first couple minutes just mining and placing netherrack bricks because this would increase the spawn rates of wither skeletons. But that really didn't do anything, and I didn't get any heads that day. However, the next day, my boy Daniel came over to help me build an iron farm. If you guys are following my Twitch and keeping up with my streams, you know that me and Daniel are tight and that he is a master with building farms. He helped me build my creeper farm, and now he's gonna help me build my iron farm. And just like the creeper build, I wanted to conceal this farm inside the mountain. I ended up digging this massive hole like 20 blocks down, and once I was done with that, I went back to the village hall to get the rest of my supplies. I also decided that I would name the zombie that's gonna be in the farm after one of my OG viewers. Maybe it's Devere. I don't care. You're in the game now, Devere. After that, I headed down to where the iron golems would be spawning and then began building the farm. I was gonna need 3 villagers to make this farm work, but lucky for me, I pretty much had an endless supply of these NPCs. They'll literally walk in. Watch this, watch this.
Oh yeah, because they want the bed. Dude.
You know how it is, bruh.
That's right.
Let's go. Once I tucked the villagers in and gave them a kiss goodnight, I dug down in the middle of the farm to make my killing chamber. I threw some hoppers and chests down and then also made a water elevator so I could access them easily. Once I was done with that, the final step of the farm was to get a zombie trapped in a composter. Oh.
Get him now. Go, go, go. You're in. He's in.
Where's the trapdoor? Oh. Yes.
He's in. Is he in?
He's in.
He's in.
Let's go.
Name tag him quick.
All right, Devere. Boom! And just like that, the farm is now operational. Let's go. But come on, guys. It looks terrible. I mean, there's no decoration. It's all stone. What the hell? So the next step, obviously, is to make it look sexy. Let's do it. I got it pre-built because I don't got because you know I'm a Sigma male. I don't have time. I'm focused on my grind set. I don't have time to build things like a PC. The next day I started working on a path to connect my house to the farm. After doing a little bit of terraforming, I headed over to the village to get some podzol for some texture. I also used coarse dirt and mossy cobblestone to really make it pop. A storm blew in on day 232, but that didn't stop me, and I finished the path that day. All I had to do now was connect the outside path to the inside path of the iron farm. And for the first time ever in over 200 days in this world, I went out and mined birch wood. My Twitch stat really suggested that I put stripped birch logs alongside the quartz because they would complement each other, and they were absolutely correct. This looks amazing. And to finish it all off, I added some iron blocks to the roof and the archway. While I was building this farm, I was trading with villagers, and by this time I did have enough emeralds to go build the second beacon, which I would place nearby the farm. For the next couple of days, I was mining out the ground underneath the farm and placing emerald blocks. The next day, you guessed it, my boy Daniel was back in the studio with me. This time he was here to help me build a wither farm. Let me just see. Give me this.
Yes, check it
Just
out.
give me this, man. Stack and a half. Is that obsidian?
Oh yeah.
Bruh. I spent the next 5 days gathering the materials for what I would need for this build, and it took a while, especially getting that stack of obsidian. I had to go breed some turtles for turtle shells, and then I also went to a swamp to get some slime balls. And you get out of my face, you get out of my face, and you too, get out of here, man. Once I had all the materials, me and Daniel did some math to figure out exactly where I was gonna build this, and I headed off to the nether to find a fortress. I ended up having to dig out 4 chunks, and then I had an argument with Daniel on how deep I needed to dig this. Because the top is 80, is it supposed to be the same as the top? Is it supposed
So
to be?
you start building on 79. It says that the platform is the highest -1. Our max,
Was 80.
so that means
It has to be on 79. So I have to dig one more down.
so dig one more down.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
we were both wrong.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Once I was done mining out the 4 chunks, I went over to the nether fortress to get some nether bricks.
Build your way down. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Well, that's
yeah.
one way to do it.
I was gonna block clutch there, and then I was like, wait. I feel like I could definitely like fall down. Not again. Not again. Get the f away from me. I'm telling you guys, sometimes I don't realize I'm playing hardcore and I do dumb stuff like this. Anyways, once I was done mining all of that, I began placing the nether brick in the 4 chunks that I had just previously dug out, as well as placing some cobblestone walls to make sure that no magma cubes will spawn, because I hate magma cubes, if you guys didn't know that. If you guys are wondering what the iron golem is for, it is to lure the wither skeletons into the nether portal that I'm building right here, and that nether portal will transport them to the overworld. They will go along this path into another nether portal that would transport them up above the nether roof into my killing chamber. I really didn't want to build the traditional wither skull farm because that requires a bunch of slab proofing, so I looked up wither farm no slab proofing on YouTube, and I found this farm by Ian. On day 256, I was in the overworld, thousands and thousands of blocks away from my house, building up into the air to make that pathway between portals for the wither skeletons to walk through. That night I also had to fight off those damn phantoms, and they are so annoying, let me tell you. And once the bridge was complete, the overworld section of this farm was done, so I headed back to the nether roof. And after a few minutes of waiting for the wither skeletons to spawn in, the farm was operational and it worked so well. Way better than I thought it would. By the end of day 257, I was flying back to my house through the overworld because I was on top of the bedrock and I couldn't get back down. But when I got back home, I made a hole in the bedrock roof so I could fly to the wither skull farm. On day 258, we had a little snowstorm blow in and it turned my compound into a winter wonderland. Other than that, all I did the rest of that day was set up the infrastructure for the 3rd beacon in the corner of my base. I also took down the beacon spacers because they were getting pretty annoying and I needed the room for my next build, which would be on the other mountain. I did have to chop down some trees and do some terraforming, so that's what I did for the rest of the night. The next morning on day 259, I began working on a deck and finally put an entrance to my house. On day 273, I went over to an ocean monument because I needed to mine a load of prismarine. And I took on this ocean monument with no pots at all, no potions. I'm just built different. As you can see, when I got home, I got right to work placing down the prismarine slabs that I had just mined. And on the night of day 275, this is what we were looking at. On day 276, I put my white terracotta to use and started building the second story, and I worked on it throughout the rest of the day and into the night. Things were finally coming together on day 277 as I approached the finish line of this build. Here I am working on the outline for the roof of the second story, and let me tell you, having speed 2 and jump boost 2 beacons makes building things and running around super fun because I can jump over 2 blocks now. Here I am putting the finishing touches on the roof and making sure not to use whole blocks because that would cover the beacons and make them not work. Stairs are not considered whole blocks, so the beacons can still shine through them. Damn, that sky looks nice. On the morning of day 280, I started off by placing some lanterns down so I could get rid of all these ugly torches on the floor. And then I made a trip over to a nearby savanna biome so I could get acacia wood for the sole purpose of making acacia trapdoors. This glowstone trapdoor combo really completes the build. It looks so good, and it was totally worth flying a couple thousand blocks away to that savanna biome. Now, since the exterior portion of the build was done, the next couple days were spent fixing up the interior because a build isn't complete without a very nice interior design. Day 300 was approaching fast, so the next 3 days were spent getting enough wither skull heads to make 24 beacons. With only 10 days left until day 300 and the big wither fight, I decided to start a little mini project. I wanted to make the nether portal in my house cooler, so I headed off to the end to mine a bunch of obsidian, and then put it to good use to make this fat portal. Next, I dug out the floor pretty deep because I wanted to have this cool fog effect, and I saw on YouTube that if you layer stained glass in a certain way, it kind of makes that eerie fog type of look. I did need a bunch of glass for this though, so I went over to a nearby island and completely leveled it out. And I placed down all the glass I had smelted for the next couple of days, and this was the final product. It's still a work in progress, and I will continue working on it in the future. On day 298, I made the final preparations for the wither fight. This included turning the iron I had from my farm into iron blocks, which would be used to power the beacons I'd have in the end, as well as saying goodbye to my world and taking one good last look at it, because if I die, it's game over. Once I was in the end, I started preparing my beacon, and I also put water on top of it to make sure that the withers wouldn't destroy it. I was taking every possible precaution to make sure that I didn't die during this fight. The battle had started, and there was no backing out now. I mean, I could just go through the end portal if I really needed to back out, but no, I am not backing out. I'm in it to win it, baby.
I'm down to melee. Oh yeah, he's in melee, baby. Bye. Bye-bye.
1 down, 4 to go. I was loving my odds. The Strength 2 beacon paired with my Smite 5 netherite sword made me tear through these withers. They literally did not stand a chance. If I was a wither and I was going up against a guy named Lancelot, I would not know what to do with myself.
Oh shit. I think I have 2 of them on me now. Ah!
Alright, 2 withers on me. Let's see what they got. Oh, throw me in there? That's fine. Little MLG. And wow, look at this Smite sword. It's just killing you. What are you going to do about that? Nothing. You're dead. Bye.
Alright.
That's how you do it, baby. That is how you do it. And just like that, I had defeated 5 withers. Should I do 10 next? However, if you guys remember from the beginning of the video, my other goal was to get 24 beacons surrounding my base, so we had a lot of work to do. So I got right to it and killed a bunch more withers. And on that note, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This has been an incredible journey. 300 days in hardcore. I would never have imagined I would be able to do this. But thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.